And welcome to this year's Papillion Days Parade live on Papillion Vision Channel 18. I'm Tori Pantalian along with Darren Carlson, and once again, we're here. We're fighting Mother Nature, but it's still in 65 years has not been rained out. And I'll tell you what, Fabulous 40 celebrating 65 years. Darren, I know neither one of us have been here for all 65, most notably you.
No, I haven't been alive that long.
No, that's right. But, boy, I'll tell you what a celebration. The people came out despite the skies. It's clearing up. This is really going to be a nice day.
We had just a torrential rainstorm a few hours ago, and thankfully that severe weather's cleared out, and the crowd came out right behind it. It is another full house along 84th Street, Washington Street, here in Papillion, and hopefully we just get scattered clouds and don't get rained on, but you can't control the weather.
Well, the thing about Papillion is, and I think the mayor made a great point at the mayor's luncheon, that you don't have this event for 65 years without having some semblance continuing of town and home. And even though maybe some people aren't necessarily native Papillionites, they still carry that tradition, and that's huge.
That's absolutely huge. And, corporate events, they do something for a decade, a corporation, that's a big deal.
Yes.
But it takes a community to do something for 65 years. And here's the official start of our parade, Tori.
Right, and this is American Legion Post 32, and they always start the parade off. Of course, they're right here just off of Jefferson Street down by City Park. And they work closely a lot of times with Papillion Vision to get the announcements up for the veterans.
Yeah, the American Legion, of course, helps local veterans and local youth. They actually help sponsor a program to send local high school students to the Boys State.
Yeah, so. And that's a big thing. But I always like the color guard because of course, you have to have Old Glory, and then you have the state flag, and they might even have a post flag. And these people are very into what they do. And of course, being a veteran myself, I'm biased. I appreciate all veterans, and the people who are on active duty right now.
It's a great scene right now. Everyone's standing, honoring our flag.
Here's a part of the post that a lot of people might not know about, and it's the American Legion Riders. And you have to be a member of the American Legion, of course, to be in it. And there are requirements on your bike, 350cc minimum.
Yeah, that's a big bike, Tori.
Yeah, it is, I know.
Look at that one right there. Yeah, they're not a motorcycle club. They want to make that especially clear to people. Right. You have to be an American Legion member and then also have a bike.
Right.
It's not a motorcycle club. They do a great job in parades and in the community in general.
I will admit I miss riding, but there came a time in my life it was either a bike or a car, and the car won out. But my heart's still with all these guys and gals on these bikes. I'm envious. Have a good time, fellas. That's nice.
There's their van. Just went by our broadcast location.
And I never realized that a lot of that stuff now on cars like that was just about a year ago. I found out a lot of that is like a wrap.
Yeah, they do wraps.
Yeah, it's not paint anymore.
There's a great shot. Our Cox crew here is doing a great job of showing some of the local kids honoring the flag there.
I believe that's
a lot of kids here today, Tori. A lot.
And this is made for kids of all ages, by the way.
There's the official banner, the Papillion Days, honoring 65 years of Papillion Days, Fabulous 40s. And here comes our first band.
Right, and in each year, both high school, they switch. One opens up, one ends it. And this year, it's the Titans' turn. And I'll tell you what, they've in their 10 short years, I can't believe
10 years.
Papillion South is already 10 years old. I remember the very first day that school opened, but they have done a wonderful job with their musical program there.
They've received over 60 superior ratings in local, state, and national competitions. Short, that's a lot of great ratings in a short period of time there.
Well, their band director, Bill Kellett, has obviously got it together, and they've been at the, obviously a Papillion Days parade. They've been at Thanksgiving parade down at Shadow Lake.
Yeah, let's listen to it. Here's a really good shot of the South High School cheer squad. But we have the varsity, junior varsity, and freshman cheer squads here marching with the band today. They're going to be heading out for Okoboji, Iowa for their cheer camp later this week or next week, I think.
Okoboji, one of the best freshwater scuba dives you'll ever make.
Absolutely.
Crystal clear. But yeah, and the thing that a lot of people don't stop to realize is these kids are out of school for the summer.
Yeah.
Yet they're coming back for this.
School event.
Talk about community, though.
The sponsors and coaches and all those students come out together to do this parade every year.
You betcha.
And they both bands perform in City Park following.
Yeah, following the parade. That's
Following
correct.
the parade, they march right down to
right.
City Park and put on a show. They're doing a cheer for us.
Well, you know, if you're sitting at home watching this, we appreciate your viewing Papillion Vision, but come out and watch this thing live. It's nice. The weather's nice. As we get a good look
There's
at
a small
Sioux
breeze.
Stepperettes.
There's a small breeze going through,
and
Tori.
it's coming out of the north, so
nice.
it's cool.
Yeah, this is Sioux Stepperettes, which is another great addition to the Papillion Days Parade. This is they have participants of all ages. You see some of the younger students there on the screen right now. They're I think as young as 4 years old.
Well, Sioux's has been around for a long time now. They began in 1973, which was about 5 years before I came to this area. So they were still kind of new when I got here, and I heard about them. And they've only been around for a couple of years. So they've had over 400 community events in that time, and they traveled to 8 foreign countries and performed there. So Sioux Stepperettes, yes, well known in this area, no question at all.
And a lot of these young ladies who graduate out of the Sioux Stepperettes program go on to become high school twirlers. They've even put some at the University of Nebraska being twirlers.
Oh, no, that's true.
Here comes the foundations float. That looks fantastic. That's the Papillion Community Foundation float. The foundation is the sponsor for Papillion Days. They sponsor the parade and the carnival and the fireworks.
And our Grand Marshal was recognized at the Mayor's Luncheon earlier today. And, of course, that's Georgie Scurfield, who is actually a transplant. She let us know. And if you've never talked to her, you'd know she was a transplant because she kind of sounds like George Harrison.
Yes.
But she came here 28 years ago, fell in love with Papillion, and has stayed to become a very active member of our community.
Yep.
So
She's a volunteer of the
congratulations to
year.
her.
Volunteer of the
Yes.
year for the foundation. Here comes our corporate sponsor, SAC Federal Credit Union. They are the presenting sponsor for the parade. You see Dollar Dog, I think it is, out of the side of their vehicle. They have 19 locations all throughout the metro area. They serve eight different counties now.
I'm going to do a tease here. Later on, Darren's going to tell you something about SAC Federal Credit Union that will be important to Papillionites.
Speaking of important to Papillionites, here come our elected officials.
That's right.
The mayor and the city council are walking, and the mayor's youth council is probably close at hand.
There's Gene Jaworski underhanding candy. Tom Mumgard is the closest. Oh, now Brian Leesfeld.
Yeah, there's a nice shot of the whole group.
There you go. Steve Enberg, Troy Florence, Luann Kluge.
Yep.
Jim Glover's in there somewhere, too.
Yeah, he's somewhere. The whole group is there.
Yep.
They're color-coordinated shirts. And, we just did a survey of Papillion residents, a scientific study. And I think one of the most important things was that residents here have a big trust in their local government. That's a big deal. Here's Senator Jim Smith.
Yeah, he's done a great job. Every time I ask him, because he told me his first interview after taking office, he says, my biggest problem is trying to find a men's room down in Lincoln.
Wow.
And that's why I asked him.
That's your biggest problem. You're doing okay.
Yeah, and that's why I asked him. I says, hey, Senator, have you found the men's room yet? He goes, yeah, a couple of times. So,
and, he's doing a good job representing this area. And he serves, part of his jurisdiction is La Vista, part of his jurisdiction is Papillion. He actually serves on some committees, the Business and Labor, Urban Affairs, Natural Resources Committee. Certainly natural resources was a big deal this year with the pipeline project. So do his best to represent Nebraskans.
And you might have seen some youngsters in light blue shirts with both the City Council, the Mayor, and State Senator Smith. That is the Mayor's Youth Leadership Council. Yes. State Senator Scott Price, another representative of this area, good guy, a fun guy to talk to, and a 20-year Air Force vet. So thank you for serving, Senator Price.
There he is. It's hard to miss Senator Price.
Yeah,
big tall guy.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yep. He serves on some committees as well. He's the chairman of the State Tribal Relations Committee. He's vice chairman of the Government, Military, and Veterans Affairs Committee. As you mentioned, he is a military veteran himself. There's a shot of his supporters.
Yeah. District 3.
And with redistricting, I think maybe there's a chance he just falls outside of Papillion's corporate limits as far as representation, but he's a big friend of Sarpy County, that's for sure.
Sarpy County Commissioner-elect Brenda Carlisle. Got to talk to Brenda a little bit at the mayor's luncheon. She's all excited, ready to serve the community.
Yeah, she's a longtime city council person in the city of La Vista. And like you said, just recently elected to serve on the County Board of Commissioners.
And Nebraska Regent Bob Whitehouse.
I'm glad he could join us today.
He looked different. He didn't have his hat on at the launch.
And proudly representing University of Nebraska with his shirt.
That's right.
That's very good.
Still can't get over how it's still comfortable out here. This is great.
Yeah, with the earlier today, Tori, you'd have thought there's no way we're having a parade.
And I agree.
That was straight down rain.
I was discouraged.
And
you got a quick shot of Ralston Mayor Don Grosser. He's walking with Bob Whitehouse.
Yes, it's nice to have our neighbors to the north come down and visit.
Mayor Grosser is a great guy.
They have big things going on in Ralston, too. They have that arena going in.
Here come the craziest people in the city of Papillion.
Yeah, look at
it's our
those.
senior center.
And they're my favorite float every year.
They're a blast.
This year's float theme is Papillion Senior Center, We Love Ice Cream. It's great. Laura Jean O'Connor.
Oh, there's Pat and Herb and Lila.
They're great. Laura Jean does a great job at our senior center. They call themselves the Senior Fun Center.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, they have all kinds of community activities, very involved, do a lot of art and music all out throughout the community. Here's Wellington retirement residents coming with their van, their residents.
People might not realize this, but Papillion has a large contingency of senior citizen organizations and assisted living places, complexes.
We do.
And they're all thriving and they're all active, and the people are just healthy.
Here's one of the biggest we're seeing right now. It's
Hillcrest.
Hillcrest Health Systems. They've been in Sarpy County since the 60s, 67.
Right. That means your dad would have still been in high school, huh?
Yeah, it was pre-Darren. Let's put it that way. It was pre-Darren. So, you know.
But yeah, Hillcrest and a good community member, and they're always doing a lot of things for their residents, and their complex is really nice.
And they have a lot of locations: Maple Rose Estates and the club, and Hillcrest Home Care. They actually have a hospice care facility.
They do physical therapy, health and rehab.
And they have a lot of people. This is a big entry. You can see.
I like their T-shirts too.
And the kids are loving the Hillcrest entry because there is a lot of candy flying right now.
That's right. That's right. Parades and candy. And
they brought out the candy. There's right now in front of our broadcast location. There are buckets and buckets of candy. It makes me hungry. There you can see that shot right there. The kids are just anxiously jumping onto those lollipops and Tootsie Rolls. That's a big entry.
Well, as you mentioned, they have so many elements to the health system. Yeah.
You see some of their residents and their transportation and their buses. You know, speaking of resident transportation, we have a senior center bus, and they don't get maybe the city of Papillion senior bus drivers don't maybe get the love they deserve. You mentioned we have a lot of senior facilities in Papillion, and those guys who run our senior transportation bus just take people all over town, help them with shopping trips and needing to get to places, visit family, go run their errands, whatever, get from place to place. It's an important part of our recreation offering.
Yeah, Larry, Chuck, and Colonel Jim Cooper. They're all volunteers, or not maybe necessarily volunteers, but they do drive the bus part-time. And
they do a great job.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm glad you brought that up because those guys, they're behind the scenes and nobody ever knows who they are, and they deserve some heads up.
Oh, some parade entry was fanning us off. Nice. Brought us a fan. Someone just brought us a fan. Thank you. Thank you. It's
From
a warm
Hillcrest
day.
Health, that is.
Those people know how to promote. Giving swag to the broadcasters is a good way to get your name on air. Here comes Papillion Manor. That's a nice looking float. They've got a vintage car cut out. And true to the theme this year is celebrating 65 years of Papillion Day, so it's fabulous 40s. there looks like they're going to be in the running for best float. They're true in the theme there. You got some people in vintage costumes or outfits, and they've got some iconic images, they call it. Iconic images of the 1940s. Looking good.
Yeah, they go anywhere from Rosie the Riveter to that famous Times Square kiss of 1945 that was on Life magazine, The Sailor and the Nurse.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Good job being in the theme. Love seeing when people spend the time putting a float together. That's
well,
great.
you get into the spirit of it all.
Absolutely.
That's what helps make the parade.
And that's Papillion Manor. We did that float.
And
Very
there's
nice.
that kiss. The only problem is the guy on in the real picture was in his dress blues. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm Navy.
Oh,
I got
you are just a nitpicker. Give
That's
them a
right.
break,
That's
George.
right. But it still works.
Now,
it
wonder
still
if,
works.
I wonder if they're going to get tired of kissing. It's a 12-block parade.
Hopefully they're husband and wife, and that won't be a problem.
Well, they're 3 kisses in. We're not even a block in. So there's American Legion Post 331. That's the South Omaha American Legion. The melting pot.
Yeah, and they've always brought that jet with them.
That's a nice looking
Yeah,
jet.
that's a neat float. I mean, you can't beat that. That's hard to beat.
They support our veterans in every way possible. And parades are small part of what these folks do.
And it is true what they tell us. To put a smile on a veteran's face, just say thank you. And
Thanks,
it's true.
Tori.
Well, you're welcome. But
Thanks,
yeah,
Tori.
see, I'm smiling. I can't help it. I'm just very biased when it comes to military veterans.
Well, for good reason. That is a nice looking float as well.
That is cool. And they keep it in great shape, and they like to trot it out every chance they get, and they should.
Nice shot.
Wow. Yeah, that song definitely by Lee Hazelwood and
Greenwood.
Iconics, Greenwood. What did I say?
Greenwood.
Hazelwood?
You said Hazelwood.
Greenwood.
That's okay.
You never
No,
know.
you can hear that on the broadcast. It's a great song. Right behind them is the Springfield American Legion. Those are our neighbors to the south, Tori. Good people come from Springfield.
Yes, I know they do.
Yeah.
Clara, Katie.
Tori's making fun of me. I live in Springfield. So
Yeah.
Name dropping my family members. That's Springfield Post 143 and the Springfield Auxiliary 143.
A lot of people don't realize that Springfield's a pretty well-kept secret, and everybody down there likes it that way.
Yeah, it's like I like living here, and people like living in Springfield because it's small. That's the whole point. If you tell too many people, it won't be small anymore.
That's right. And that's why I think somebody told somebody about Papillion, because we've just exploded over the last several years.
Papillion is growing. This parade is an example of that, and there's a lot of businesses and residents moving into Papillion. Here comes a very unique float. We've got a locomotive on the street.
Yeah, it's
Great close-up shot.
I want to say, this is the 40 and 8 organization. And it was formed by World War I and World War II veterans who returned from France, which is why they call it the
40.
Right, 40 and 8, and it's the voiture locale. See if I can remember. Would it be 200? I can't remember what it is in French. I could do the individual numbers, but it's local 206.
And that is unique. People are applauding them right now.
Yeah, that's a really nice float too.